Hey guys, it's ALP here, back with another video, and today I want to show you how I transformed my tiny 70 square foot spare bedroom into an awesome music and YouTube studio. Let's go! And by the end of this video, I hope you're inspired to redesign your space to create the music and videos you've been thinking about. Now, of course, you don't need a fancy room to start making music in, but it definitely helps to be in a place that inspires you. Before my current setup, my room was really boring and uninspiring. It didn't look great in videos, and there were a lot of sound reflections in the room. So I broke this redesign down into three main areas: the room aesthetic, how the room sounded, and the lighting in the room. First on my list was the room aesthetic, or how the room looked and felt. Now let me start off by saying I am not good at decorating. I'm actually pretty horrible at it. I know what I like when I see it, but I just can't visualize it on a blank wall. So don't get overwhelmed if you feel like you're not good at decorating. In situations like this, I turn to the mother of all inspiration, Pinterest. Pinterest is a really great tool when you're looking for inspiration. I use it all the time. In this case, I wanted to find pictures of rooms and music studios that I really liked so I could understand what style I was going for. I started to notice some themes happening in the pictures that I found, and they were greenery, pops of color, and dark walls. The boring off-white walls in my studio just weren't doing it for me, so I decided the first thing I could do was paint the room. I went to the store, picked out a couple swatches, and decided on a dark, warm gray color. Now wait, I know what you're thinking. Don't dark colors make a room feel smaller? Well, my friends, in the words of Maury Povich, we have determined that is a lie. Dark colors actually recede into the background, giving you a nice backdrop. They allow other brighter, lighter colors to pop out. It also gives you a more warm and intimate feeling, which is exactly what I was going for. Once I painted the room, I started putting my equipment back in and added a couple plants to liven things up. I also replaced my white blinds with bamboo blinds to help tie in with my theme better. If you're redesigning your room for YouTube videos, you're gonna wanna take into consideration which wall the viewers are gonna see in the background. And for me, it was this back wall here that I really wanted to focus on because I knew that would be the wall I would be shooting against. I added some wooden shelves, a couple vintage hanging lights, as well as more greenery and a few personal touches just to help show my personality and my style. And this is really where you can be creative and have fun with it. You can pick out anything that means something to you or describes who you are, and this is what people are gonna see when they watch your videos. Okay, the room is looking great. Now, on to the next step. We need to address the sound in the room. We all sound great singing in the shower, and while you might be a great singer, chances are it's because of all the reflections in a bathroom that give your voice a nice, full, natural reverb. But that's actually the opposite of what you want when you're recording music. You want to reduce the natural sound reflections as much as possible so that you can later control how much reverb you want to add back in. And since this room is going to be used for music production, I wanted to reduce those natural sound reflections as much as possible. I put some foam panels on the side and back wall to help absorb any unwanted reflections. I also put some bass traps in the corners to help reduce any muddy, low frequencies. This is not only going to help my music production, this is also going to improve the quality of my videos. The room is looking great. I've reduced sound reflections in the room. Now for the last part and the most challenging, the lighting. Lighting is one of the most important aspects when you're creating great quality videos. In this case, it's also going to be the most challenging because of one problem. This room is tiny, and in order to properly light my video with 3-point lighting, I needed, well, 3 lights. And as it is, it's already a little cramped with my music gear in here. Of course, you can create great videos with just 1 light, but for this video, I wanted to push the limits of what I could do in such a tiny space. So I'll be using the 3-point lighting system. If you're lighting your videos with 3-point lighting, you're gonna need your key light, which is your main light, and most important, your fill light, which is gonna help fill in any shadows, and your backlight, which is gonna help separate you from the background. I knew I couldn't go big with all my lights, so I went big with my most important light, my key light. If you've done any research at all about how to light your videos, you've probably come across a light called the Godox SL60. It's a great light when you're just starting out, but I found an even better one. You can purchase a light called the GVM80W. It comes with a light modifier, a grid, and a stand for just a little over the price of one Godox SL60. This light is as good, if not better, than the Godox light. It's actually the light that I'm using right now for this video as my key light. I'll link this exact kit that I'm using in the description below. For my second light, or my fill light, I'll be using my newer ring light that I had purchased about a year ago. Now this light is great, but it can be a little bright and harsh. So one trick that I use, and it works out great, is by putting a cheap plastic shower curtain over the top to help diffuse and soften the light on my face. For my third light, I went with a budget LED light, and this is actually a really bright light. The only bummer about it is that you have to buy special batteries separate, which does raise the price a little bit, but it's still a great budget option. This light would serve as my rim light or hair light, which is just going to give me a nice little highlight on the top of my head to help separate me from the background. I then added a couple of inexpensive RGB lights to help give my background a pop of color. Now these lights are optional, but they do make your video look really nice. You'll notice a lot of YouTube videos have this orange and blue or orange and teal look in the background. And it's because if you look at the color wheel, orange and blue are on opposite sides of each other, which means they're complementary colors. And these complementary colors are really flattering on skin tones. This is especially true in movies. The next time you watch a movie, take notice to the lighting in the background, and you're gonna notice a ton of orange and teal colors. So by adding this blue and orange lighting to your background, you can really give your videos that cinematic look. So I have a great looking and feeling room. I've reduced the sound reflections, and I have a great lighting setup that I can use to create amazing videos. And I did it all within 70 square feet. So the next time you think that your room is too small to create an amazing music or YouTube studio, think again. If you're looking to redesign your space to create the music and YouTube videos you've been thinking about, just follow these 3 steps. Number 1, improve how the room looks and feels. Number 2, reduce any sound reflections. And number 3, get the best lights you can within your budget. Now all you have to do is create. Thanks for joining me on this video. I'm looking forward to hearing how you improved your small space, so leave it in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace!